Am I audible, guys? Good evening. Just a minute. I'm just making a call. Just a minute. Yeah, I'm audible, guys. So let's start for today. I'm just so sorry for the delay. Okay. Okay. So we'll start from the previous lectures remaining thing, right? Okay. Uh, yeah, Nishant, Uh, you can ask the route. It's okay. Please ask the route. Me also have a doubt. Can I ask now, Dipanshu? Yeah, you can ask for now. If it's able to cover, then we'll cover it now, or else we can cover it in the doubt session. Okay? Yeah, I'm speaking. Can you hear me? Venkat? First one is that name variable is by default giving string type. Okay, I have already covered that, but I'll also told you. I will also tell you for now. Yeah, Nilanjan. Everyone else, can you hear me now? Can you please confirm? Am I audible? Okay. Nishant, it's happening because see there is something called as a window object. Okay, there is something called as a window object. In this window object, there are many kind of there are many objects and there are many methods in it. Okay, there are many methods in it and there are many objects also. You know. Okay, so am I audible, guys? For everyone, let me just check for it. Nilanjan, can you please refresh the code, like refresh your page? Okay, am I audible now, everyone? Yes. Okay. Cool. Okay. So see, there is something some term called this as a window object. Okay. So in this window object, there are many methods and there are many objects. Okay. So name is also one kind of property of window object. Okay. And yesterday also one guy has come up with the doubt called as print. So whenever you call this print method, it will open a dialog box. You know, you can print in that from that. So this is also one kind of method or function of window object. So what is this window object? The window object is by default provided by browser. You know, it's by default provided by browser. So when you do it in online compiler, there may chance that it would not work. But if you do in the console, just we did yes, like previously, we can get that. Okay, okay, we can get that. Okay, so this is the case, and for now we'll just learn about this increment or decrement operator, but before that I'll just no ask you one question, and you have to resolve that. Okay, you have to tell me the answer for that. So if I do where a equals to 10, then if I do where a equals to 15, okay, and if I do let a equals to 15, then I'll do a equals to 15, or if I'll do let a equals to 15. If I console a here, if I console a here, and if I do const a equals to 15, and if I do a equals to 15, then, or if I do const a equals to 10, what would be the answer in this case, in this case, and in this case? The question is clear for you, everyone? ठीक है, so I'm asking that if I do where a equals to 10, where equals to 15, if I console a here, if I do let a equals to 15, a equals to 15, let a equals to 10 here, what would be the answer of a here? Then if I do const a equals to 15, a equals to 15, then const a equals to 10, what would be the answer of a here? ठीक है, I'll give you exact no 5 minutes to think upon it, then we'll come back. ठीक है, okay, I'm giving you the time for the for thinking about this let, where, and const. We have covered entirely this in detail in our previous session, है ना? ठीक है, so I'm giving you 5 minutes of time, then let us think, and let's come back. Okay, ठीक है, okay. Nishant, I will do your doubt in just 10 minutes. ठीक है, so right now I'm just giving you 5 minutes completely to think upon it, and then we'll come back. Okay, ठीक है. Okay, am I audible now? ठीक है, I don't know what was the issue, but I am audible now. ठीक है, so let's come on this point. See, I told you in the yesterday's class that if we use where, then where is pretty much flexible. ठीक है, so you can declare this a equals to 10, where a equals to 15, you will get the answer a equals to 15 here. Okay, ठीक है, because it has a global scope. ठीक है, if I do here let a equals to 15, then if I do let like a equals to 15 and let a equals to 10. ठीक है, if I do here this, then what would be the case? If I access a here, a would be, a cannot be declared again. ठीक है, a cannot be declared again because we are using the let operation here. ठीक है, now if I do const a equals to 15, then const is pretty much restrictable, it has a lot of restrictions in it. And then again, if I try to reassign anything here in the const, it will do error, it will do the error here. ठीक है, okay, okay. Now we'll take the doubt, Nishant. For now, let's just start with this increment and decrement thing, है ना? Then we'll also take the doubts if time permits. Okay, because I think so today we are lagging behind, but we'll try to stretch a bit more because we have started late. है ना? Okay, Joseph, I think you were in the previous lecture, right? So what I explained in the previous lecture was that if you use where, then where has a global scope. ठीक है, ठीक है, where has a global scope. Then you can also use where anywhere you want, like we have declared here where a equals to 10, where a equals to 15. Then you can also no try to access this where a equals to 15 or anything you want to declare it. Okay, so you are allowed to do that. But in case of let, if you try to do like let a equals to 15 here, if you do let like a equals to 15 here, it would allow you. But if you do let a equals to 10, then it will not allow you. You don't have to use let if you want to reassign it. Okay, in case of const, it's pretty much restrictable, so you are not allowed to do this. That's what I explained. Okay, so I told you, Mehak, that in case of a, like in this case of where, your answer would be 15. In case of this let case, your answer, like if you do let a equals to 15, a equals to 15 here, and after these two lines, if you try to execute, it will execute and it will give you answer 15. But if you do let a equals to 10 or anything again, if you use let, it will not give you the proper answer, it will give you the error. Okay, but in case of const equals to 15, const is pretty much restrictable, it will not allow you to declare anything, to redeclare anything, so it will give you simply the error. So that's what I told you. Okay, everyone, am I clear with this? Okay, okay, uh okay, so I'll just drop one thing as of now. Okay, now what I'll do, sir second wala एक बार please विकास. Okay, guys, I don't know why like you have gone, or you guys have gone through my session of previous session, like I explained each and everything in detail. Okay, Vikas, have you gone through that, or have you attended the yesterday session, like previous session? So it should not be the same case. Sir, the watch recording as well. Okay, okay, so let me explain that once again. What I told is, if you use where, then where has which scope? Dipanshu and Vikas, please answer my question. The scope of where is what? Okay, global, right? And you can declare it, like can I redeclare it the where variables? If I do where a equals to 10, can I redeclare it as where a equals to 15 or a equals to 15? So that's what I told you. Okay, Dipanshu, that's what I told you, that it's allowed. So in that particular case, in this particular case, what I did, where a equals to 10, where equals to 15, then I'm trying to access a, so it is allowing me, right? So in this particular case also, you will get the answer 15. Okay, Vikas and Dipanshu. In case of let, it has introduced by ECMAScript 15. Okay, so it is coming with a lot of restrictions. Okay, okay, So if I do let a equals to 10, and if I do a equals to 15, it it will allow me. But if I do let a equals to 10, and if I do let a equals to 15, it won't allow me, because you cannot redeclare the same variable again. You can reassign it, but you cannot redeclare it. In case of where it will allow us, but in case of const it will not allow us anything. Okay, Vikas and Dipanshu. Vikas, I'm clear now. Yeah, thank you. Okay, welcome Vikas. Okay, so let's jump with the today's thing. Yeah, thanks Dipanshu, you are getting it. That's great. So let's jump with the today's thing. Okay, increment and decrement operator. So in the previous sessions, like in the past many sessions, I had explained you regarding this particular case that if you have this particular thing where a equals to 10, then there are two kind of operators. One is increment, one is decrement. Through the increment, you can increase the value of 10. Through the decrement, you can decrease the value of 10. If you want to increase it, there are another, like if you want to increase or decrease, there are two ways. One is like post increment, and second one is pre increment. So let's understand bit by bit. Okay, what do you mean by post increment? Okay, so we'll understand now what do you mean by post increment. Okay, so post increment is like as name suggests. Let's suppose you have variable a equals to 10 that I had told you. Okay, okay. If you want to increment that, you have two options. One is post increment and one is pre increment. That means post means उसके बाद, ठीक है. पोस्ट मीन्स लेटर ऑन, ठीक है. एंड प्री मीन्स पहले, है ना, है ना. सो पोस्ट मीन्स कि पहले आप वेरिएबल को असाइन करो, उसके बाद मतलब कि पोस्ट इंक्रीमेंट करो. फर्स्ट असाइन देन इंक्रीज. ओके, ठीक है. ओके, if you do where a equals to 10, then what it will, in the backend it will first create a box, give it a name as a, put the value of as 10, है ना. This is what the where a equals to 10 will do. ठीक है, right, है ना. Okay, cool. If you do a plus plus now, that means first you have to assign it. That means that means if you catch this a plus plus value in some other variable such as temp variable, ठीक है. If you do a plus plus here, then first you have to assign it. That means you have to assign the value of temp, like this is a box of temp. Okay, let's understand by this. This is the value box of the temp. First you have to assign the value of a to the temp. That means you have to assign whichever value of a is right now having, that means 10, you have to assign it. Then you have to increase the value. That means you have to increase the value of what, a, right. So a would be not 10 anymore, a would be 11, it would be increased. So if you try to console a and temp, you will get the answer 11 and 10 now, है ना. Suraj, please refresh. Am I clear with this particular point, everyone? Cool, ठीक है. Let's check this in the action. I'm sharing my screen. ठीक है, will today for today will use Chrome, but if you want to use any other browser you can do that. ठीक है. Okay, or let's just use the no, Mozilla like Firefox that we had used in the previous sessions. Okay, so yeah, Mozilla is good, right. ठीक है. Okay, so what we'll do now, where a equals to 10, I did. ठीक है. Okay, if I do now, if I hold this, like if I initialize this temp is equals to Remember, I told you that in case of where, you don't have to write actually where. It's by default, it's where only, right? So here I had not given any kind of this thing like let or where or temp. I haven't initialized with particular name. If I don't do that, it will by default be a where variable. You know? I hope you remember this. Okay. So now we are checking the post increment here. So we'll do a plus plus. You know? Okay. Now let's console dot log a and console dot log temp here. Okay, let's see what is the value of a and temp now. If I will run this, and see a's value will be 11, temp is 10 because it's post increment thing. Okay, so first it will first it will assign, then it will increment a and assign back to a. That means what we have seen here. Uh, what we have seen here. Okay, so if we do that, then first this is a post increment. First a has to assign to the temp, then a has to increment itself. So a will be increment to the 11. Am I clear with this? This is something called as post increment. Okay, cool. Now we will understand. Mac says once more. Okay, Mac. Okay. So in which particular part you want me to explain Mehak for again? I will do that for sure. Can you please be specific with the topic because we have explained the entire post increment, the output part. Okay, ठीक है. See, Mac, in the output, I'm not pretty much sure. Let me share my screen again. Rupesh, temp temp will not have 11 value because we are not doing it we are not doing pre increment. We are doing post increment. What does it mean? That see, don't confuse it by this, Rupesh. We are it was storing a plus plus, right? But here a plus plus is first you have to assign a, whatever value of a is you have to assign it to temp, है ना? Then plus plus here would be part of a only. You have to plus plus the a's value. So a's value is 10. You have to increment a's value, not the temp's value, because it's post increment. So first it will assign, like first it will get executed this assignment operator. So it will assign a, whatever value of a is to the temp. Right now value of a is 10. So temp will be initialized to the 10 value. And then there is a plus plus thing. Okay? There is a something called as post increment. Okay? Okay? So increment, you have to increment the a's value, not the temp value. So a's value will be increment to the 11. That's why you are getting the answer a as 11, temp as a 10. Okay, Mac? Sir, why temp has 10 value and a is 11? I already explained it. Plus plus value will not be assigned to the temp. No, for a plus plus value would be assigned to the a, not the temp. Yes, leakage is correct. Okay? Okay? Okay. We'll play with this a little bit today. Don't worry. No? You'll get it. Okay? Okay. So now what we'll do now, since we have understood the post increment, okay? Now let me go through with the pre increment. Okay? Let me clear the new page. Okay. Here we'll understand pre increment now. Pre increment, that means plus plus a. In here, the first operation would be increment. The second operation would be assignment. So if you do the same example, like where a equals to 10, and if you hold this temp as plus plus a, okay? Okay. Now what inside it will have, it will do, you are encountering this where a equals where a, that means it will create a box, give it name as a. You have to assign a value of a as 10. Then you have to again create another box as temp. Here you are seeing that it's not post increment, it's a pre increment. That means you have to first increment the value of a. That means a would not be 10 anymore, it would be 11, you know. And if you try to access a now, if you try to like, then you have to assign it. Like first you have to increment, that means a would be increment 10 to the 11, then you have to assign it, that means assign to the temp. That means 11 would be assigned to the temp. Now if you try to access the value of a and temp, then you will get 11 and 11 answer. Okay, let's check it. Okay, so what we'll do now, like we just replace this a plus plus as plus plus a, and I'm just trying to access a and temp now. Okay, see your answer would be now, let me just first clear it so that you can able to get it. So your answer would be now 11 and 11, since it will give you the pre-increment value. That means you have to first increment, then you have to first, then you have to second operation would be the assignment. Increment would be done in the a, assignment would be done on the temp. Okay, Venkat, Venkat, are you facing any kind of problem? No, temp is not predefined, Navneet. Temp is not predefined, we have created. Or else you can also do this, I already told you na, that if you do like, not if you don't do where a equals to 10, if you just do a equals to 10, then automatically by default it will be a where operation. Okay, so you can do where a equals to 10, or you can do a equals to 10, that both would be the same. Okay, so where a equals to 10, here you can also do where temp equals to plus plus, that would be no, makes no difference. Okay, is this same for other language? Yes, Nishant, it's the same for other, say, every languages. Why we use a plus plus? See, it's depend on your operation. Okay, there is no particular scenario that you, that I can tell you that here you have to use post, here you have to use pre. Okay, there's no particular scenario on that. But there are many interview questions that would be asked based on this. Okay, you have to play around with this. So if you see specifically, uh, for to increment in loops, yeah, you can do that. Okay, since I haven't explained what is loops, don't go in that. Okay, so in this particular case, see, they have explained each and everything like this. So let's just first get you first, I need to get you through this. So what we'll do now, I'll just take this. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Okay, let's just take entire this thing, sharing my screen again. Okay, now I'll just put this in a new tab. Okay, now let's understand this. Like they have created, let a equals to 10, so a box would be created, value would be 10 stored here. Then they are creating like a plus plus, they are accessing a plus plus. So what would be the answer of this console.log a plus plus? Okay, let, if I do this, that they have created let a equals to 10, let a is equals to 10, then they are trying to access this console.log a plus plus. Okay, so what would be the answer of this? Okay, so they want to know that. Can anybody tell me what would be the answer? 10, right? Because it's a post increment operation, that means first it needs to be assigned. Okay, so if you just run it, what's wrong with this redeclaration? Okay, we need to refresh the page because previously we had created the same variable. Okay, so the answer would be the 10 here. Okay, but if I try to access now, what would be the value of a? What would be the value of a now? 11. No? Redeclaration of a. Okay, I need to refresh. So just make it where. Okay, so it will not show the error at all the time. Okay, refresh, run. Okay, 10 and 11, right? But in temp case, it became 11. So a would, 8 became 11, na? You are not you are not focusing, Mac. Please focus. A was becoming 11, and we had stored temp equals to a plus plus. That is why temp was 10. Now this is same case with that we did earlier. Okay, cool. Okay. Now if I do, like we had already accessed a, now if I'll do a minus minus, okay, what would be the value of this log and what would be the value of this log? Can anybody tell me what would be the output? Quick, quick, quick. Everybody saying 10 and 9, है ना? So in the first case, it, since it has to assign, that means whatever value of 10, it has to assign it. Okay, it will be the 10, है ना? And in second case, it need to be decreased. That is why it need to be 9. Okay, cool. Now, what we'll do now? We'll play around with the plus plus a. If I do plus plus a, then what would be the output of the both the logs? Okay, everybody is saying 11 and 11. That's great. That's great. Let me just refresh it. Okay, 11 and 11. Cool. Okay. If I'll do, what I will do now, if I do like this minus minus a, yeah, what would be the output in this case? 9 9. Cool. ठीक है, clear है, what is post, what is pre increment? Cool. Cool. ठीक है, great then. So since we are clear with this, we'll just focus now with the unary operator. Okay, so what do you mean by the unary operator? So there are, okay, let's just first understand this. Okay, so there are basically there are two kind of unary operators. Okay, there are two kind of unary operators. There are like first is plus, second is exclamation mark. Okay, this is something called as not or falsy values. For falsy values you will use it. Okay, okay. Now what we'll do now? What we'll do now? We'll play with this. That, let me just first, take this out and share it with you. Okay. Okay. So what they did here, they had explained us what do you mean by this uh, plus operator and not operator. Okay. Let's just first understand this the first like plus operator. Okay. So you know that there's plus. It's like if you do 2 plus 3, then it would be give you the 5. Okay. If you do like this is used for a summation operator. Okay. So what they did here, let num equals to 10, so they will create num variable, nums box, the variable's value would be 10. The str, this is a let variable, again the value of str is the avengers now. Okay, you are trying to log its type. Okay, you are trying to log its type, then for str it would be string. That's pretty much clear to us. Num, it would be number because it's holding the 10 value. Okay, for till now we are clear with this. Now let's jump with the plus thing. So if you do let num2 equals to 20, that means for now this num2 is holding a value as 20 but in string. Okay, in the str2 it's holding the value as assemble, it's obviously in string. You are trying to console.log plus num2. Okay, okay. So if you just do plus, and here if you do this 20. Okay, let's just like this. I'll show you what I need to do, like console dot log. I need to do this 20 or 10. Let's just make it 20. Okay, let's just console dot log this. Okay, what it will give you? 20. You know, if you just do it like type of uh, this 20. Okay, and you have to make it in the console. Okay, what it will give you? String. Okay, it will obviously give you string because it's inside the quotes. You know? Okay. But what I'll do now, I'll just clear this where a is equals to this 20. Okay, then I'll do uh console dot log is plus a. Okay, ठीक है. Okay, let's just see what would be the output of this. It's 20. Can you see the difference between these two? Like console dot log a, clear this. Can you see the difference between these two? This is highlighted in red, like black, and this is highlighted in the green color. So green is for numeric thing, black is for string thing. Okay, so if you just try to console.log as it is this course, then it would obviously give you the string. If you just try to append it, like do the plus operation here, it will convert it to the string here. Okay, it will print as a string here. So that is something mentioned here. That's what which is something mentioned here. So plus operator will attempt to convert a value into number, even if it's like string, or if it's not a number. If it's not a number, then also it's try to create the in the number numeric form. Would it be temp or permanent or change? It would be permanent. It would be permanent, Dipanshu. You can also try it from your own in your browser. It will be permanent. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's great. You have to do that also. Okay, now let's move it to the second thing. This thing you will use a lot. Okay, okay, just take this. Now this particular thing that is I'm explaining now, that is something known as not operator, or is also used for falsy values. Okay, falsy means which is not correct. Okay, for that you will use it. We'll use many times in our entire course this operator, so please understand carefully. Okay, okay. So if you have something, there's something called as num3 here. This is a num3 that is equals to 4. So it will create a box called as num3. It will store a value as 4. Inside of this str3, it will store some string that is something called as avengers assembled. Okay, again it will create another variable called as num4. It will store value of as 0. Now if you try to access this value console.log num3, what is the value of num3? That is 4. Okay, that is 4. So you have to remember that. So if I'll ask you that what is the value, like 4 is true or false, if I'll ask you, what would be your answer? 4 is true or false? Okay, I'll zoom. So sorry about it. Let me zoom it. But I can zoom up to this point only here. Okay, wait. Is it okay now? Is it okay now? For the people who are asking for zoom, is it okay now, or if you want me to zoom more? No. Okay. Am I okay now? Like you can will not see pretty much thing, or else we'll do in the console thing. Can you do this? Like, can you see this? I hope everyone can see this. Is it okay? Because every lecture I use this software and I use this particular font only. For everyone, it's okay, or I'll write in big font. Is it okay with everyone? Hariharan? ठीक है ना? Okay, ठीक है. So I was asking that if I'll ask you that please tell me, sir, that 4 value 4 is true or false. What would be your answer? uh Many guys are saying true. Okay, okay. So remember one thing that would be your thumb rule. Any integer or any number except 0 would be considered as true. Why? Because I told you that machine would understand only two things, that is 0 and 1. That means 0 means false and 1 means true. So any value which is 0, that is something known as false. Any value except 0, any number except 0, that will be considered as true. So if I asked you that 4 is true or false, your answer would be the same, that sir 4 is not 0, that means it's true. ठीक है? Am I clear up to this point? For decimal number as well, we'll see that, Dipanshu. Hold on for a minute. Am I clear up to this point? ठीक है ना? Clear? Okay. ठीक है. So let's come back to here. What I was doing that if I do now, so this consider this that number 3 is true right now. Okay. If I try to no, if I do this not operator, okay, if I try to do this not, that means if I do this not num3, no, num3 is right now it's holding value 4, that means it's considered as true. If I do not, then it will reverse the value what is here, like right now is true, it will make it false. Consider that if I try to store in num3 equals to 0, that means num3 is right now false. If I do num3, if I do this not num3, that means previously it was false, now it will give me the value as true, like that means true. Okay, am I clear? Okay, let's do this. Okay, so if I'll do where a equals to 5 or 6, ठीक है, if I try to console.log not a, ठीक है, what would be my output? What would be my output of this? False, right? Because a is itself it's true because it's non-zero, है ना? So if I do this as a not operator, then true will convert it to the false. Okay, ठीक है. Okay, if I do a is 0 and if I run my program again, then you can see that a 0 means false. Okay, 0 means false, and not will convert it to the true. Okay, clear? Clear है ना everyone? Okay, cool. ठीक है. Now what will be the next thing? ठीक है. Okay, so if I do it as this, where a equals to hello, ठीक है. If I do this now, ना, if I do this now, you can see that any string would be true by default. Okay, any string would will be the true by default. That means if I try to access it with the not operator, that means true will be converted to the false. That's why it's giving me the false value right now. Okay, Hariharan will see that. Okay, so Hariharan is asking us to do this. Yes, there are many applications, Dipanshu, we'll see it. Don't just run for this. Okay, so if I do this as -2, a is -2. Okay, and if I try to access it with the not a, what would be my output is true, false. Okay, so any number which is not 0 would be considered as true. That's your thumb rule. Okay, so it means anything that has value will be true. Yes, Mehak, but it should not be 0. If it's 0, then it is false. Okay, Hariharan, cool. Okay, ठीक है. And we already seen with this hello world, like hello string, any string is also considered as true by default. Okay, so if you run your program, it will by default give you the answer as false because you are making it with the not operator. Okay, okay, okay. Now what I'll do now, what I'll do now, uh what about null? Yeah, that's great question. So if I no just do this, okay, empty string, okay, let's see what happens. Okay na, it will give you true operation because null means like it has no value, right? It is empty, so empty, that means 0, that means false, it will convert it to the true. False operation not operation would be the true. If string is 0, what do you mean by this? I already told you, if this string is already 0, like it's empty. So okay, you are telling me this, so anything would be inside this. Let's also try this. Okay, okay, it's false because anything inside string would be considered as true. If you have 0, then then only it will give you the false thing. But if you have 0 inside string, then string has some value na, na? That is why it's giving you the true. Okay, ठीक है. Okay, so make some more, play around with this, play around with this all, and watch recordings again and again and again, because this is your foundation. Okay. What is not assigned value? Any. So if you don't assign it, that means by default it's undefined. Okay. So undefined not operation would be what? False. Okay. Because as I told you that if you know undefined is also one kind of data type, you know, for infinity it gave error. Yeah, it will obviously give error. It will obviously give error. For infinity it will give you the error only, because infinity is like a big number. Okay, so it cannot process the big number, and infinity is right now you are telling me that you will try to do 1 divided by 0, that will give you the infinity. That means a big number, the big number would cannot be processed by this not operation. That is why it's give you the error. Okay, and infinity is also one kind of the complex data type in the considered as in the javascript. Isn't empty string how it perform the boolean operation on string? Rias, we had seen that, see, if you do this empty string, then it's considered as empty. That means string is not having anything. That means zero. That means false. If you try to do this in a false operation, that will convert into the true operation, true value. Okay. ठीक है Rias? When we assign empty value, we see that Chandrakant. Okay, right now just understand the concept. Then when and why we need to use it, we'll do this actually. Okay. In JS, what is the limit in the integer value? There's something like this. I cannot remember the exact value, but you can like let me just search it. I'm not recalling the exact value. Okay, so number max value in JavaScript. Okay, it's something known as this, approximately this value. You don't have to remember this, huh? This nobody will ask this. Nobody will ask this. Okay. Okay. Explain a equals to 14. So it's the same case. There's the same case, Rupesh. If you do this a equals to 14, that means string is having something, right? String is having something now, so it will convert as true. So in the answer, in the not operation, it will convert true as false. ठीक है, Rupesh? ठीक है? Great. ठीक है. Okay. So now what we will do next? Since we have understood the unary operation, you know, the falsy thing as well, the arithmetic thing we already know, like plus, minus, divide, and multiplication. Okay, do you need to explanation in this? Like, I don't think so anybody have explanation in this, because we have reached much far from this. ठीक है ना? ठीक है. The relational thing also we have explained, greater than, less than, greater than equals to, less than equals to. Okay, this is also clear with you all. Equality is also clear, like 1 is not equals to 1. That means like equals to not equals to equals to not equals to. That's all thing we have looked upon in previous lectures. How to access input through the user? Don't go in that, Nitish, for now. For now we are just understanding the code. That's all. ठीक है ना? Nitish, am I okay with this? Let's go step by step. ठीक है. In assignment we have told make arithmetic operation which needs user input. How we need to do that? Nilanjan, please hold on for a minute, like for no, for this particular lecture, for this session. Okay, I will explain you how to take input through the user, because I don't think so why they have given you the input for this. Okay na? We perform 3 plus 4 34. Yeah. Okay, so equality operation we also seen, equals to not equals to. We have seen this in 2 lectures. Okay, so this is also something which is clear. Assignment operation also we have cleared with this, plus equals to, that means num equals to num plus 10, you know, this kind of things. Okay, so this is something which is remaining. What do you mean by coercion? Okay, what, where we got the PDF in this lecture, you can access it with the class tag. Take a look it. Okay, let me just a second. Huh. So see, this is something which is we already know, but we don't know that this is something known as coercion. Okay, so this is nothing but you, if you want to convert one thing into another, there is something known as transformation. In the coding language, it's known as something this coercion. Okay, so it's like automatic conversion of values from one data type to another. Okay, we already did this in multiple lectures. Like if you have this number equals to 20 here, this num2 equals to string 10 here. If you try to num plus num2, num1 plus num2, then it's something we are trying to do this, something known as this. Okay, so it will concate, like we will have output something like this. Okay, we already seen this, है ना? Yes, no? Yes, correct, correct. Okay, and similarly if you try to access like 20 plus avengers, then it we will get some output as 20 avengers. Okay, it will concate. Okay, something like this. Cool. Okay, can we move further? Okay, na? So this was something which was done in the previous class. Okay, why with plus operator? Plus means if you try to access plus with numeric, it will do the summation thing. But if you try to plus with no string thing, it will concate. It will act as a concatenation. Yes, let's click it. It's concatenation. Output data type will be str for both. Yes, it will be for both. It will be the string only. Okay, Mac. You can also try as practical. Okay. Now let me upload for today's thing what we need to do. Okay. Okay. Just a minute. I need to see for this. Just a second, guys. I'm just downloading that. Okay, I have downloaded that. I'm uploading now. है ना? Are you guys able to see that particular PDF that I have uploaded? Yes. Yunus, we have not gone through with what is feature operator. Okay, we'll try to complete it by today. Today will you will have some idea with this. Okay, so in the previous sessions, whatever we have seen that is mentioned here. Okay, what is introduction to programming? What is introduction to JS? Why we need to JS? Okay, why we are using Mozilla because it's providing a lot of features. है ना? We have already written our code hello world console.log variables operation coercion and data types. We have already seen this particular topics. Am I right? Okay, cool. Okay, now since we have covered this in depth, like I haven't rushed on any of the topic, right? Did I rush on any of the topics? I explained that everything, I cleared everyone's doubt, right? So if you have clear up to this point, up to this point, this would be somewhat extra that would be add on in your base. Okay, now we will look into it, like what kind of conditional statements, what is conditional statements, what is if else, what is switch case, what is ternary operation, है ना? What is the comparison between the conditional constructs and iterative statements, that is loops? What are the basic kind of loops that we have in JavaScript? Okay, and we'll also see some jump statements such as break and continue, and we'll see something more in this cohesion. Okay, okay. I'm not saying that we'll cover entire thing in the today's lecture since we have started late and we are running behind because Many of the guys are from the non-tech background, so we need to clear the doubts from them as well, है ना. So we'll cover at most that we can, will not rush, है ना. But we will understand whatever we'll understand. We will try to understand from the base and from the core, so that you don't have to remember that, you don't have to याद नहीं रखना पड़ेगा. You will just it will just by nature you will remember that. ठीक है. Deepak, coercion means like if you want to convert one data type into another. That means if you want to convert the numeric into string, or you want to convert string into numeric. ठीक है. So this is something known as coercion. Here in this topic also we'll see this how when it will convert it. ठीक है. In the previous we just seen the demo of it. ठीक है. uh, how to submit the assignment? You just have to contact the student advisor for this. Anshul will help you for this for sure. Okay. If I perform 20 into 10, it gives me 200, or 20 divided by 10, it gives me 2. Why we get different answer in plus operator? See, multiplication and division are not something which is, uh, that is something used in the string operations. But if you want to join two strings, what will you do? What will we do if you just no if you have this string, if you have this string, like if you have this involved and this minutes, this both are strings, right? If I want to answer as involved minutes, what I need to do? I just have this option only, plus, or I need to go with some libraries that will concatenation, that will concate these two strings. What is library? We have already seen, but in detail how to use it, we'll cover it in some other session anyway. But you just have this plus operation, right? Similarly, you don't have any kind of operation in string such as multiplication, division, or modulo. This kind of operation is only done with the numeric thing, है ना. ठीक है. So if javascript can convert your string into numeric, it will do, and it will perform this particular operation. But if it cannot, then it will just concatenate two strings. That is the more like concept in this. We'll see in detail in this concept, don't worry. ठीक है. Okay, am I clear with this, people? ठीक है. Shall we start with the conditional operators, like conditional statements? Okay. So till now, I hope everyone is clear. If yes, click on true. If no, click on false. Cool. Great. ठीक है. For this 5% people, please watch recordings and please ask more doubt to me or to TS. Use that functionality, है ना? Use that feature. Yeah, that's crystal clear. That's great, Nilanjan. Okay. Okay, we'll try to convert, like try to understand first what is conditional statements. Let me share my screen. Okay, this is pretty much interesting. I don't know how many times you will use this particular thing in your entire career. I don't know that. It is like we use every day. We use every day this kind of particular thing, something known as conditional statements. Okay, okay. So what do you mean by this conditional? What do you mean by this conditional? Conditional comes from what? Condition. ठीक है. Let's understand the word first. This comes from the condition. What do you mean by the condition? Please answer me. What do you mean by the condition? That means limit or what? People, please answer. Any situation? है ना? I'm not asking in terms of coding. I'm just asking in general. So if you just tell your brother that if you tell your little brother or elder brother, in my case I order my elder brother, है ना? So I tell my elder brother that, hey, go to the kitchen and bring me the coke. ठीक है. Bring me the coke. Like if coke is there, then only you have to bring me the coke, otherwise come back empty handed. Come back at empty handed. ठीक है. So what my brother will check, if he go inside kitchen, will just open the door of fridge or refrigerator, and I'll see that if coke can or coke bottle is there or not. If there's there, then we have to pick up, like my brother will pick up that and deliver it to me. ठीक है ना, since I have ordered him, ठीक है, I have commanded him to just order, like get me the coke, only the coke from the our refrigerator only, है ना. He will just first check if the coke is there in refrigerator box or not. If it's there, pick it up, deliver it to me. This is what his task is. Suppose, let's suppose coke can or coke bottle is not there, my fridge is empty, so he will return empty handed. Na? So there are two conditions, like there are two states of that, है ना. So what will be my condition here, that we need this coke can or bottle, ठीक है, ठीक है. So we need this coke bottle from our fridge only, ठीक है. स्वैग है भाई, पियेंगे कोक तो अपने बॉटल से ही, अपने फ्रिज से ही, अगर अदरवाइज नहीं पियेंगे, ठीक है. सो दैट वाज माय कंडीशन, ठीक है. कंडीशन समझ में आ रहा है सबको? Yes, correct. Priyanshu is correct. If I no give you the poll, if you don't have any doubt, then you will click on true. If you have some doubt, then you will click on false. That's great example, है ना. Clear, people, है ना. So in coding language, this was in the real life example, है ना. We always try to make some real time scenario first, and then we'll understand that scenario or that concept in the coding concept, okay. So that is why, let's first understand with the in terms of the coding, keeping mind the coding or computer language, okay. So how computer will understand that. So if I will tell you that you want to add uh, okay, so yeah, so if you have some example like this, that in your classroom, in your classroom, some class teacher has to choose monitor, right? Class teacher has to choose monitor to handle class, okay. So usually in my class or in everyone's class, I think so, monitor guy would be like a scholar. He would be the scholar guy in the class. He would be having, like, he is a topper in the class, you can understand that, okay. So what will teacher do? Teacher will do that, if monitor guy has scored 95 plus marks in science, then and then only I can make it as my class monitor, because my class teacher is a science teacher. So what he will do, he will make some partiality like this, that he has to score 95 plus marks in science. It's okay that he has scored 10 marks in Gujarati, or 10 marks in no science, or any other language. He has to score 95 plus in science in order to qualify my scenario, my no my fulfillment or my satisfaction. So in coding language, how it will interpreted, you have to write that no this condition would be written as if or else, ठीक है. So if means, inside this if you have to specify your condition, what you want. In this particular case, you want your student to score 95 plus, ठीक है. So you will check that if my marks is greater than 95 or not. If it's greater than 95, then what you will do, you will do that, hey, make him a monitor. So console.log, make him as my monitor, ठीक है. Suppose if it's not scoring 95, then else you will write else statement here, ठीक है. So I'll just write it in a no new tab so that you can understand, or else I will just clear this up. I'll just write again, ठीक है. So what I'll do, in the inside of this you have to write your condition, as I told you, that your marks, if your marks greater than 95, then you have to print that, hey, you are my monitor, ठीक है. Console.log, you are my monitor. But let's suppose if my marks is not 95, if my marks is like 80, ठीक है. Okay, So what I need to do, that you need to write in the else part, that hey, console.log go away. You will not get anything from me because since you have scored 80. Okay, that's what our school teachers evaluate us, है ना? So if your marks is greater than 95, you are my monitor. So let's suppose your marks is 80, so it will not, it will first check. Let's suppose your marks is 80, so it will check whether your marks greater than my 95 is true or not. Whether 80 greater than 95 is true or not, it's false, right? So it will not go inside this. Since it's a false, it will go in this particular else part, that go away. How many of people agree with me? Okay, how it get interpreted in coding terms, everyone got it? Okay, so if you are agreeing with me, click on true. If you are not, or otherwise or else, click on false. So this would be your ideal scenario, है ना, of if and else. If you are agreeing with me, click on true. If you are not, click on false. That means false is like else part of us right now. ठीक है ना? Cool. Okay, great. Now let's suppose, okay, so see, let's first just we will see this, the conditional. This is something known as conditional statements. Okay, so in this particular case, you want to print 1 if your number is 1. In if it's not 1, then you have to print unknown. Okay, so what it does, you have to just check whether the number is equals to 1 or not. If it's true, then you have to click on, like, you will print this, otherwise this. So if it's like if and else. From now, we'll not just tell, I will not tell you that if you're agreeing with me, click on yes, or click on false. I'll just tell you that if you are agreeing with me, then click on true, else click on false. Okay, if and else we will use it. Okay, people. Okay, okay. Okay, now I'll just show you in the real world example. Okay, so if I'll just tell you where my number is equals to, no, 50 or 30. Let's suppose if my marks is 80. No, I'll do that if whether my marks is greater than 95. Okay, so make me as a monitor, console uh, dot log make me monitor. Okay, or else in the else part, you will write as console dot log uh, go away or get out. Okay, this kind of things you can print out. Okay, so now let's just check with the marks equals to 80. Okay, let's run this. Okay, so it is printing as go away because my marks is not greater than 95. Okay, if I'll just make it as 96. Okay, to check, so make me monitor. Okay, so your code is working like this. In case of 96, it will first check marks greater than 95 or not. If it's 96 greater than 95, that's true. It will just execute this block. It will not execute this block. In else, if there is a single statement, we don't need curly braces. Yeah, Nilanjan, that's true, but we'll not use it for now because everyone else will not understand that. Okay, don't see this comment. Okay, okay, people, cool. नैना, great ना? ठीक है, great, ठीक है, चलो. So we'll just move further now. ठीक है. Now what I need to do, that if I tell you that, huh, so let's suppose we are creating this example. So what I'll do, I'll just check that suppose, let's suppose that Mr. Modi has demonetized every currency that we had previously, right? everyone stood in the line in the bank or ATM, है ना? ठीक है? This is the ATM. This is me. This is Nilanjan. This is Dipanshu. This is Naina. All common people like us, है ना? Everyone is standing in the ATM to, no, to withdraw our cash, है ना? But let's suppose, so how this will be working, like first no, Nilanjan will go and withdraw his money, then Dipanshu will go and withdraw his money, then I will go and withdraw my money. I will not go first before Nilanjan, है ना? I have to go after Nilanjan, after Dipanshu. After that I need to, withdraw my money, है ना? This is how our line concept work, है ना? But let's suppose Mr. Modi comes. Do you think he will wait behind Nana? है ना? This is Nana. Do you think he will wait behind us? He will not, right? The line would be stopped here. Modi will go first, withdraw his cash, then only we can do, right? ठीक है? Right? Cool. So similarly, similarly, what we'll do inside this is something known as switch case. Is is used to build similar kind of functionalities. Let's suppose Modi comes, है ना? He'll go first or he'll do this task. If Amit Shah comes, he will do this task. If Rahul Gandhi comes, he will go here and do his task, है ना? And if common people like us come, like it will work as default thing, ठीक है? So in coding terms, it will first like execute like this. It will first in the switch case, it will check the person's you know designation. So if it's Modi, then its designation is VIP. If it's Amit Shah, then its designation is less than VIP. If it's Rahul Gandhi, then it's less than VIP. And it's us, like common people like us, then it's like uh, very less than, okay? It's like LL, this kind of thing. So we'll just first check this kind of designation. So inside of this, we will check the designation. Okay. Here we'll check the case. This is a case. Okay. So if my designation value is VIP, that means my case is equals to VIP. Then I need to what? Then I need to do what? Console dot log Modi came. Okay. If my case is less than VIP, then I need to print console dot log Amit Shah came. If my case is now that less than VIP, then I need to print console dot log Rahul Gandhi came. Okay? Or everyone else came, like the people like us came, then I need to print in the default, I need to print console dot log common people. Okay? Okay? So it will first check the designation. Like if I'll do like where designation equals to VIP and execute this code, then what it will do inside the designation, what the value is VIP. So switch inside of this where our value right now is VIP. It will first execute this case, whether my case is VIP or not. Yes, it's VIP. It will print console.log Modi and it will go away. Am I clear with this particular point? Yes, it's just like a C and C++. ठीक है ना दीपांशु? Yeah, thank you. Okay, we will get false if we do the true. Likhit, yes. Okay. isn't break required, uh, we'll take poll. ठीक है, just bear with me for a minute. Can we do it on browser now? Yeah, you can do it. You can do it, Nishant. ठीक है, we'll take poll now whether you need guys break or not. Click on yes if you need it. Click on false if you don't. Yeah, it's okay if you need break. If you have to take some dinner, it's okay. Click on true or false so that I can have some idea for that. So 67, 62, 60, 57. Okay. No, no, no. I'm asking like a physical break. Physical break. If you like, I'm creating poll again. You guys are no extraordinary. I'm not saying a break in terms of coding. ठीक है? Click on true again if you need physical break, or if click on false if you don't need it to have dinner. Yes. ठीक है. 67 people are asking us to take break, so we'll take break now for 15 minutes. We'll come back at 9:45. ठीक है? We'll come back exact 9:45. Okay? Cool. ठीक है. So yeah, take your dinner and come back. Okay. Am I audible, guys? Okay, cool. So before the just a minute, I'm switching. Have you taken your lunch, guys? Everyone? No? You should take you should take it, na? That was sufficient time that we had. Okay. Anyway, uh, take lunch after this. Okay. Is it okay if I can no stretch a bit today? है ना? ठीक है. So that we can cover more. Cool. ठीक है. Yeah. ठीक है. चलो. Okay. So this was all about the no switch case, and let me just show you in the action. Okay. I'll just write the switch case here that we already seen in here. Okay. Switch, then the designation, case VIP, case LVIP, case LLVIP, and default. Okay. Cool. So, uh, okay. So I'll write switch here, the variable's name. So for that, I need to create a variable. That's where designation. Okay. If my designation is, let's say we'll declare it VIP, therefore now. But if it's so in the inside of this case, we'll write VIP, then it should be console.log moody game. ठीक है? Why my case is V sorry less VIP. Huh? In that case, it should be console.log Amit Shah came. My case is LLVIP. Yeah, there's some syntaxing here. The semicolon should not come. Okay, it should be console.log Rahul Gandhi came, and if it's default, in the default, we will write console.log common people. Okay, okay, and let's see what's in the output. Okay, let's see if it's correct or not. Okay, first, okay, see, it printed everything. है ना? It printed Modi came, then it printed AS, then it printed RG, then it printed common people. Yes, can you see it, people? Okay, now we'll make some tweaks in this. We'll also make some tweaks in this that if my console.log here is Modi came, then I need to break my loop. है ना? Then I don't need to anything execute anything else. ना? ठीक है? Same way, what I will do is right here break for this. I'll write break here for this. And this default is anywhere execute in the last, so we need to not to write here break after this because it's in the last. Okay, let's run this. What, let's see what the output is. It's Modi came, right? Okay. Okay, so what does break do? That if your designation is VIP, your this case would be matched, है ना? So you need to execute this, then you need to do break. Okay, end of the code. Now if my input is LVIP, let's see what the thing will be here. Okay, it will first, it will check that my case is VIP or not. It's not because it's LVIP. Then it will execute this LVIP case. It's executed. It will execute this console.log. It has printed on the console, है ना? Then it will break the code. ठीक है? You getting my point? How it is getting executed, है ना? ठीक है? What is else? We'll see it, Harsha. If we don't uh, accessing any values of designation, it will run. Yeah. Okay. See, now he has good point. Priyanshu has good point. Okay. He's telling me that, sir, if we don't have any value in the designation, then what should be the case, right? Priyanshu, ठीक है ना? So he's asking me what should be the case. Let's debug our code in our, like our own example, right? So if you have the designation, by default, if I declare var designation, what would be the value of designation? What would be the value of designation after this line? Undefined. ठीक है, everyone, है ना? It's undefined. Now let's go in the switch case VIP, where whether your undefined is equals to VIP or not. No, right? Whether your LVIP is equals to undefined or not. No, right? LLVIP is also not there. So by default, it will execute this common code. ठीक है? ठीक है? Default should run, but it's running what? AS, because we had not refreshed the page. We just copy this. We'll refresh this entire page. ठीक है? Can you see this? It has executed the common people. How many people will be are with me right now? है ना? Getting my point? What I need to execute? Clear है? Switch case if else is clear. Then I'll also show you how you can do it in another way. Yeah, it's clear, right? Oh yeah, please tell me the doubt. Please tell me the doubt, people. If we don't use break, then I already shown you na, in the example, like in the previous case. If you don't access this break, then it will execute all the breaks, like all the cases. It will print Modi came, it will print AS, it will print RG, it will print common people, because you are not breaking it anywhere. You have to break your code. ठीक है ना? Okay. ठीक है, Priyanshu, you can ask your doubt. Priyanshu, please ask your doubt. Break is a part of break, Aishwarya. That's great. Switch case, yeah, switch is a part of break. No, so break, how, like when you will use the break, we'll see. है ना? ठीक है? What is break and what is continue? We'll see. Just hold on for a minute. If we don't use break in first case, but if we put in second case, it will give value as VIP. Yes. So what Priyanshu is saying, he has a very good point. He's asking very good questions. Huh? By the way, guys, Priyanshu is asking really very good questions. Okay. So if I remove the break from this VIP, he's asking me that, sir, if I'll not put break here, and if I my designation value is something known as AS. Okay. So by anyway it will sorry, my designation value will be LVIP. Okay. So by anyway it will execute this case. ना? But whether it will print this value or not, ना? Let's check this. Let me refresh the page. ना? Let's check this now. It's not printing the thing. Why? Can anybody tell me? Let's check another way. If I'll uh, if I'll just no put like remove this in the LVIP. No, I'll remove this break as well. Let's check now. Yeah, let's check now. This printing what? AS, RG, and common people. Okay, let's understand it better. If I'm putting break here, है ना? And then now if I'm running my query, then it's printing AS and RG. ठीक है? But why it is getting printed as RG? Like why it is printing RG? Can you tell me? Can you tell me? Because break as after RG. No break here. Correct. Correct. Yes, it has to be continue. It has to continue. Okay. So now people are getting what's the point with this break? Break isn't between. Yes. Can like everyone is getting the use of this break? Okay. We'll see more on this break here. See, we'll see more for break here in this as we know seen here. The jump statement. It is something known as jump statement. The break and continue both are the no known as the jump statement. Okay, so Priyansh is telling me my doubt is designation equals to VIP and we use break in LVIP case. Okay, let's execute that as well. So Priyanshu, what he's asking everyone that designation is VIP. Okay, let's make it VIP, and we use break in uh, LVIP case. Okay, let's put it as a break here. Okay, Priyanshu, that is what you mean. Okay, this is what you mean. है ना? So it's simple. See, your case is VIP, then it is printing Modi came, and then it's printing AS because you have not break your code here. Everyone is clear with me, है ना? ठीक है? No break in LVLVIP. Okay, so if I'm not breaking here in LLVIP and VIP also, then what should be the case? You can no you can assume you the output as well. See, it's Modi came, it's AS here. You have break, you have execute break here. So your entire code after this would not be executed. Okay, cool. Default case, Nilanjan, is that if any of this case is not executed, your this case will executed. That means if you have some other case like some test, do you have some any case with matching with the test here? No, right? You don't have any case with matching test here, right? So by default it should run the default. That is the use of the default. That's just like the else case. If this then you do this, else do this. That is the same thing. If this then do this, if this then do this then do this, else do this. So, default is similar to the else case. If we don't give default, what will happen? Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. It will still execute your code. Okay, let me clear this. Will still execute your code. Since test is not matched with any of the case, it will not get print anything. Okay, na? You can also play around with this. Will not waste much time in this. Okay, cool. We can get this using multiple if else statement. Yeah, you can. Okay, I'll show you how. Okay, Aishwarya. Okay, but यहाँ तक everyone is with me, ना? I don't want anyone no to go outside of this class without understanding this. I cannot emphasize how important is this. This is the base of your logic building. This we will using in the DSA as well, data structural algorithm. ठीक है. Okay, now we'll start with something called as iterative statements, है ना. Okay, so what does I mean with the iterative statements? ठीक है. Let's share my screen again. So I cannot emphasize also how important is this, because see, this is the like core of your building. So if you are building like if you are constructing a building, no matter what, like if you tell me that, sir, I will put sufficient amount of cement, but I will not put any amount of no sand. I will not put sand, I'll just use cement. That is not okay, right? You have to use both in equal scenario, in equal portion, you know. So that is the same case in your building also. You have to understand everything. Without sand also you cannot survive, without cement also your building cannot be survived. That is the same case here. Without this core class you will cannot survive in the computer classes, like computer job or corporate jobs. Okay, so let's start with what is the iterative statements. Cool. Okay, so iterative statements is nothing but if you want to iterate, like what do you mean by iterate? Okay, let's understand first this. What do you mean by iterate? Let's suppose, let's take an example of this only. I have my elder brother. I have my elder brother. You can also see the in the background of my background frame, in my background frame. Okay, I have my elder brother. In our childhood, uh, our grandfather or our father used to give us a box, gift of the box. He will tell us that like he will take us in a blind room, like in a blank room, which will not have any light. Inside of this box there are plenty of gifts. There are plenty of gifts. Okay, he will tell us that, Prakshal, choose any one gift from this box. There are plenty of gifts here. Okay, so in my childhood, what I used to do, uh, I used to find a big box, like big gift inside this. I'll just close my eyes because I cannot see anything. I'll put my hands into the box. I'll try to find the big box. Like that's what my perception was, that if the gift is big, then it is having more value. If it's precious. If it's less, then it's not having no uh, much value. So I was iterating, like I was going through every gift. You know, I was touching every gift which is inside the box. So this is, in the computer terms, it is something known as iterate, or you can also something called as visit. You have to visit every gifts. You have to iterate every gifts. Okay, iterate is clear. What do you mean by iterate? Okay, na? Check on everything. Yes, Nana. So Nana, what I'm trying to explain is that in my childhood, this was the box of gift. This is a box which is having many gifts, like hundreds of gifts. I need to find gift which is having big, which is having big space, like it's having a big gift, है ना? So I was trying to find that. So for that, I need to touch every gift. I need to go through every gift. I need to visit every gift. This is something known as iterate. Cool, है ना? Yeah, it's like a lap on race. Yes. ठीक है, everyone. What is iterate is clear. Okay. I think everyone else is sleeping. Nilanjan, please try to understand what I'm trying to explain right now. है ना? You getting my point, Nilanjan? What I have explained, like touching or visiting everything, is something known as iterate. ठीक है? Dipanshu, please participate, guys. Please, no, make the comment. Please explain with more. Okay, Nilanjan, I'm just telling a simple thing. if you have listened to my voice clearly, I told the simple thing. Suppose मान लो कि you are going to buy some t-shirt or shirt, this is a mall, this is t-shirts. Okay, you want to buy any one of these four, so you will touch the material of every t-shirts, you will visit to every t-shirt, you will at least first see na that what kind of features is this t-shirt is having. This is something known as iterating. Visiting is known as iterating. Am I clear now? What do you understand, what the meaning of visiting? है ना? Okay, let's move further now. Without wasting much time in this, let's move further. This is something known as iterative. है ना? Iterate. है ना? So in the same case, that's the same case. If you want to make some task repetitive, like if you like, I will print this console.log. Hi, there are hundreds of people right now online with my class. I want to say hi everyone. So what should I do? Should I write hi hundreds of time? Should I write hi 100 time? This is that is the same case what I'm training you right now. I need to write hi 100 time in order to greet you. है ना? Technically तो मैं यही करूंगा ना. I don't know anything in computer languages. I don't know any concept in computers. So I'll do na that for 92 people is online right now. For 92 people, I'll do I'll write hi, right? है ना? It will take more time, but I'll do that because I since I don't have any knowledge, I'll do that. ठीक है? But if you do this as hundreds of time, it will waste a lot of time of yours. Now, instead of this, what we need to do is you need to put this particular statement that is particular called as console.log hi. You need to put this particular statement inside a box, है ना? And repeat this particular box for number of times that you want. For now, there are 92 people. I'll repeat this particular statement for 92 times. How? There is something known as loop. If you have no listen music on Spotify or listen music on any of the music apps, they have a functionality called as loop. In that they have three choices: loop once, automatic loop, and third one anything else. So these are something known as loops. That means repeat it. So if you choose repeat this only song, then this song will repeat infinite times till the time you will not stop it. This is something known as loop, है ना? ठीक है? So in the same way, in computer language, if you want to repeat anything, here I want to repeat my song for infinite times. Here I want to repeat this statement for number of times that I want. So in the computer loop, this is something known as loop. ठीक है? Loops. So there are two kinds of loops here. There are three actually. ना? For right now, I'm just understanding, make you comfortable with loops. So don't jump in the comment section and just tell me that this is only the loop. These are the also the loops. These are the types of the loops. I don't want to hear that. है ना? Just first understand what are the types of loops. First is for, second is while, and third is do while. Okay, I will not go in every other loops, but for now just understand that if you want to repeat anything, you need to use for this loop. Okay, how this loop works, we'll understand this in a while. Am I clear with this point? Okay. Okay, so see, iterative statements are a quick and easy way to do something repeatedly. If you want to repeat anything, you need to use these iterative statements. It is also something known as loops. They come handy when you want to run same code over and over again. In our case, it was console.log hi, and each time with a different value. है ना? In our case, we didn't replace our value, but ideally, if you think about it, then you need to update the value. Suppose if you want to write 1 to 100, you'll not write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 100. Okay? You will use a loop which will run hundreds of time, and each of the time your value will be changed. Okay? This is what it means. है ना. There are many different kind of iterative statements, out of which, है ना, but they do all come with repeating an action some number of times. So this loop is no your particular focus area here. I told you that there's a for loop, there's a while loop. The syntax of this is this. You will not understand what is the syntax right now. For that, we need to go in bit deep. Okay, we'll understand that. But iterative statements, that means loop concept should be clear with you. Okay, okay, clear up to this point. Looping statements and iteration are same. Yes. No, no, no. Looping statements means you have to execute one statement repeated time number of times, and iterating means if you have some box, like if you have some values here, some three box here, you have to iterate through each and every one. You have to at least visit once. What do you mean by visit? I'll tell you, है ना. Cool. Now let me tell you the loops, okay, that we have looked upon. First we'll understand just for and while for now, okay. So first is, so if you say loop, then in the loop there are three checkpoints that you need to implement. Okay, there are three checkpoints that you need to implement and that need to take care of. First one is the initialization. So if I'll tell you that you need to print 1 to 100, है ना, so you will ask me that where should I start. Obviously from 1 you should start. Where should I end? I should end at 100. Clear? That's the same way the initialization. Where should I start? So you should start at 1, from the 1. Second condition is your condition. What is my ending condition here? Where should I stop? Once you reach at the 100th level, you should stop. That's the condition. And third, the increment. That means I need to print 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 100. Okay? So every time the number would be increased by how much? 1, right? So you need to increment your value from 1 only. Okay, so these are the three basic things that we need to implement in the every loop. Am I clear? Am I clear up to this point? ठीक है ना. So there are basically three kind of checkpoints that we need to take care of where while writing any kind of loop. First is initialization, that means where to start. ठीक है. Second would be your condition, that's where to end. Third is increment, how much number you want to increment every time. So 1, yeah, every time you need to increment 1. ठीक है. Cool. Let's see the for loop. ठीक है. We'll first see the syntax of it. In the syntax you need to write first the for. Inside of this, as I told you, that you need to write your what, three conditions, that is in initialization, condition, and increment or decrement. Let's suppose I need to print 1 to 100, or let's just first understand the concept of it. Okay, for in the first thing you need to initialize it. So in this is where your initialization would come. Initialization, semicolon, your second thing, that was your condition, semicolon, this was your condition, semicolon, your increment or decrement. Inside of this you need to write your code. This is the syntax of for. But if I'll tell you, you need to print 1 to 100, है ना. So your starting point is what, 1. So what you will write inside of this for, where I equals to 1, है ना. You will write initialization value as 1, semicolon. You will write here what, condition, where should you stop when you reach 100 at 100 point. ठीक है. So I should be less than or equals to 100. If you meet this condition, then you need to stop. Semicolon. You need to print 1, 2, 3, 4. That means every time 1 should be increment. So you need to do I plus plus. Inside of this, you need to write your code. That means what you need to print? Your value, right? So you need to print the console dot log I here. Cool. ठीक है. ठीक है. So these are my 3 points. That means first is my what? Initialization. I had initialized my variable with 1 because I need to print one from 1 to 100. I need to stop when it execute the 100th time. So I less than or equals to 100. Okay. In the third point, I need to do what? I plus plus. That means I need to increment my value from 1 only. Okay. Clear? Cool. Great. Great. Okay. Let's let's try to run this now. Okay. So I'll just create this up. What I'll do, I'll write for where I is equals to 0 or 1. Okay. I need to print 1 only. Okay. I should be less than or equals to 100 semicolon. This is my second point. That was my condition. In the third point, I need to do what? I increment the thing. That means I plus plus. Inside of this, what I need to do? Console. I need to print I only. Console dot I log. I need to print I. Let's run this and check this. See, your output is printing now. It's printing 1 to 100. Am I clear? Yeah, you can use let. Cool. Take na? Enjoying up to this point? है ना? Great, Nilanjan. Crystal clear. Thanks for confirming. Okay. So if you are agree with me, then click on true. Else, click on false. Okay. Mahesh. Okay. See, Mahesh. Every point in every loop, there are three particular thing that you need to take care of. Okay. First is your initialization point, that I need to start my out, like I want my output that will start from 1 and that will end at 100. Okay. So what I'll do, I will initialize my variable si equals to 1. This is my starting point. This is my ending point. Like if I'll tell you to do something, like if I'll tell you that write code, you will tell me na, that how long I need to write it. There should be some condition for ending it, right? है ना महेश? So you need to write it like here, I is less than equals to 100, and then I need to what? I need to do what? And plus plus. That means every time my I would be increment to by 1 only. Okay. I need to do I plus plus, and here I need to mention console.log I. That means it will print the your output. Am I clear up to this now, Mahesh? Mahesh, are you there? Okay. Okay. Cool. So now, what I'll do now, I'll just tell you to integrate something into this. Like if I'll tell you that I don't like the number 50, and I don't like the number 50, so I don't want in output 50. This should not be printed. So what should I do? What the modification that I know that I do in the this code? Obviously, I need to do the conditional thing. That means I need to integrate this if. But what should I write inside this condition? I just want that if my i's value is 50, I should not print anything. Guys, what happened to you? Nitish and Hariharan, what happened to you? You are telling me that I equals to 50, right? I should, if I do, don't do this now. If I do I equals to 50, okay, what it will do? What this equals to is assignment, right? Hariharan, है ना? So if you do a I equals to 5, then it will assign the value 50 to I variable. We need to check that whether my i's variable is 50 or not. So you need to check I equals to 50. Equals to is for comparison, not equals to. Am I clear? ठीक है नीलांजन, रिफ्रेश योर पेज, है ना? ठीक है हरिहरन, cool, ठीक है. So what the changes I need to make? What I'll do, I'll just check that whether my I is not equals to 50, then and then only I need to print something. That means if my I is not equals to 50, then please print console.log I. Okay, so if your i's values now is 50, so 50 is not equals to 50, that means it's true, है ना? It's sorry, it's false, so it will not execute it. My video is paused still, Nilanjan, for everyone else. ठीक है, so this is correct or not? Please tell me. I need to check whether you are sleeping or not. Try to think. Try to think with I equals to 50. ठीक है, let's execute it and check it whether 50 is printed or not. 50 is printed or not. See, after 49 it will directly jump to 51. 50 is not printed because whenever you will come as like on this line with value 50, 50 is equals to 50, 50 is not equals to 50, that is false. That means it will not do anything. It will come it will iterate my loop again. So one of the guys has asked me, है ना, about the difference between iterate and loop, है ना? I saw that, but I haven't responded that at the time because I need to understand it right now. I need to make you understand right now. Okay? So see what we did here. We initialize the value as 1 with this I. Ending condition is also okay. Increment or decrement is also okay. Okay. So for now, I'll just do one thing like no, instead of 100, I'll just do 10. You know? And instead of 50, I'll just make it 5 so that we can see the output properly. Okay. So see, this is the case. 5 is not printed. Okay. Is it okay now? Okay, people. Okay. Yeah. So what I need to make you go through is looping is your loop will iterate like your loop will execute this 10 number of time, 1 to 10. Okay. Okay. And in case of iterate, you need to iterate through what? I. You need to traverse through your loop with what? Variable number I, variable I. Do you have anything else to iterate through this loop? Iterate means you have to visit each and everything repeatedly. You have to visit everything. And loop means how number of, like how many number of times. You need to loop it 10 times. ठीक है? Am I clear with this? Hello. ठीक है? Okay. Cool. ठीक है. चलो. We'll move further now. Nayan, what is your doubt? Nayan and Vishal, can you please tell me what is your doubt? Which point? Loop and iteration. Okay. So I explained that only, Vishal. I told you that, see, I'll just copy this. Today I understand everything very easily. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Vikas. Okay. I'm explaining again for you, Nayan and Vishal. You know? So we had this. Okay. So what is iteration? That means I need to execute line number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to visit these 5 lines every time. I need to visit it. Now how many time I should visit it? 10 times. So you need to loop it with 10 times. Okay, you need to iterate this, you need to visit this 10 times, because your loop is running for 10 times, so you need to visit it every time till your loop lasts. So how many number of time your loop will last? It will last 10 times. So it will execute like this entire block will execute 10 times, and each time, and each number of time, this 5 lines would be traversed or would be iterated. That is the difference between iterate and loop. That is a simple thing. Don't confuse in this. ठीक है ना? Okay, cool. Now, now, so this is something known as for loop, है ना? And inside this, there is another kind of loop is there, है ना? Which is something known as while loop. ठीक है? So I told you that in every loops, whether it's for while or xyz, any number of loops, है ना? ठीक है? Any loop, these three things has to be there. First is initialization, then second is your condition, then third is your increment or decrement. ठीक है? So in while loop, what would be my syntax? ठीक है? First I need to write what? While. Inside of this, I need to write this condition. ठीक है? So in our case, I should less than or equals to 100. This is my condition. But this initialization has to be done. So above this while, I need to initialize this variable called as I equals to 0 or 1. ठीक है? Since I need to print I from 1 to 10. ठीक है? So I'll write here I should less than or equals to 10 here. ठीक है? Inside of this, what should I do? I should print what? Console dot log value of I, and each time I need to increment it by what? 1 only. So I need to do I plus plus. Okay, so there are a different kind of writing of it. So see, in the for case, we are writing it inside of this only. Uh, this first thing, this second thing, this is the third thing. These three things entirely we were writing inside of this bracket, but instead of this in while loop, we are bifurcating it. Like initialization would be done on above the loop, condition would be the in between of this parenthesis, and increment decrement would be at the last or in at any point of time inside this block. ठीक है? ठीक है? That we will look upon, Deepak, which loop is losing the most. Yeah, you can, like, for now our logic is demanding to increment our value I after the log, है ना? It is demanding to print like increment after the after the log it. But if it's demanding that, if some logic is that whether you need to increment it in the first statement, then also it's fine, it will not throw any error. That's what my point is. Nishant will look into it. ठीक है? Loop is action, iteration is instant. Okay, what all things are in while, that I already explained, Nishant. How to increment other than 1. Okay, so if you need to increment it like 5, okay, by 5, so instead of this I plus plus, you need to write what? I equals to I plus 5, or I plus 5 also, it's fine. Okay, let's check it na inside this. So this is my for loop, है ना? Inside my while loop, I told you that inside of this while, okay, I mean, can we while loop, while we write for, what what do you mean by that, Nishant? You mean to say that you need to write while inside for, or for inside write while? Yeah, you can write it, but this will incur like more iterations. That has to be used if you have some specific reason for that. ठीक है? For looping a place of while or interchange can, no. So you are asking me that instead of this while should I write for, like can I write for, it will allow me or not? You are right, you are telling me that no, it will not allow. Syntax is wrong. Okay, if you need to use for, then you need to use like the way we had used. Okay, that's the only case. Okay, for now we'll not go in that the difference part. What is the difference between for and while, है ना? So we'll just first write about this while. Okay, we'll just first see about this while loop. While, okay, that the condition in it, that means I should less than equals to 10. Inside of this, I need to write my code. Okay, inside of this, I need to write my code. Above this, I need to initialize it. I is equals to 0. Okay, na? Okay. And here, here, I need to write console dot log I. Okay, and I need to increment my I also by plus like +1 only. Okay, so let's just see what it's printing. It's printing the same, right? So here I need to initialize with the 1, so it will print with the 1 value. Right now I have initialized with the 0, that is why it is giving me output with the 0 to 1. So you get the gist, right? What I mean to say, है ना? 1 to 10. ठीक है? है ना? For loop condition in place of while loop. Okay, yeah, I explained that, right? Okay, everyone, am I clear with this? Okay, Nitish, can you please explain me what you want me to explain? Okay, so it was by mistake, I think so, right? Yeah, that's okay. Cool. ठीक है. So, if I want to initialize my, no, if I want to increment it by 2, na? So like if I want to just increment by 1, so if I should write I plus plus or I plus 1 also, it would be fine. I think so. Let's check it if syntax is correct or not. Okay, just a second. Or else I also like can write. Okay, I got your point. I got it. What is inside this happening? So can anyone tell me what is this doing? This is running the infinite loop. You should not run it, by the way. I'm just stopping it right now. Should not run it. It will hang my system. Okay. Just a second. I need to close it. It ran the no what the infinite loop. That means there will be no specific condition to stop it. Okay, I'll open it again. It will take some time. Let's just meantime I should run in this. Na, okay. It's just a Chrome. Okay. So what we did previously, that we return some code like this, whether I equals to 0. Sorry, where I equals to 0 or I equals to 1, है ना? While I should less than or equals to what? 10, है ना? Inside of this I need to write my condition. Sorry, my increment or decrement point or my logic point, that means my console.log. Instead of this I need to print my I, and I need to do I plus plus now. Na? This is what I did earlier. Let's check the output. It is printing correctly. Okay, but but I what I did was I plus one. है ना? ठीक है. So what? Why it ran the no the infinite loop? है ना? It ran out of the memory. But why? There was a condition to stop. Correct. But see what the case was. This is a pretty interesting thing. If you understand it, let me just tell you what was going through that. So it I ran this code. Uh, again, let's just copy this. I ran this code, right? Let's execute it. Let's execute it by being a compiler. Can we get it? Like, can we do it? Okay? Can we do it by looking at compiler? So what we do is let I equals to one. Whenever you will know, we will feel that there's something wrong, or I'm not getting it what is happening. Just debug it by your own. Where I equals to one, it will create a box of I. It will create a box for I, make it the value of 1 while I less than equals to 10. It's true. Yeah, 1 is less than equals to 10. That is, it's meant true. It will enter in the loop. It will print my value as I. What is my value of I right now? Is 1. I plus plus. I plus plus would be my do my job, but I need to print I plus 1 like I did I plus 1. Okay. So if I do I plus 1, I haven't assigned it back to I. Yeah. Okay. So my I is still 1. If it's executing again after this line, है ना, I still 1. So 1 is less than or equals to 10. That's true. है ना? It will print again what? Console.log I. That means 1. Again it will do I plus 1. That means I haven't assigned it back to I. है ना? I did not do like this. I equals to I plus 1. I haven't used assignment. I just did I plus 1. That is it. That's wrong. Okay? That is why your this condition would be entirely true in each and every case. That is why it ran infinite times. Am I clear? Okay? Okay? So instead of this, what should you do? Instead of this I plus 1, you should do I plus equals to 1. It's a short form of I equals to I plus 1. Okay? Similarly, if you want to do I, if you want to increment this I by 5, okay? So you need to do I plus equals to 5. Okay? This is equivalent to I equals to I plus 5. If you are not getting what is this, use this. But if in the in the interviewer or in the examination, if you are being asked by this kind of questions, you will not able to understand. That is why I'm able to, like, I'm covering right now, so that you are not facing any kind of trouble in the exam. ठीक है? कर सकते हो ना ये? Clear? Okay, your laptop got crashed, Dipanshu. ठीक है, Vikas says also its laptop got crashed. So everyone, I just explained about this code, why your system was crashed. You have to find the reason for that, है ना? Because your condition would be entirely true in each and every case. This I is less than equals to 10, it's entirely true in each and every case, because you are not assigning back. You are just doing I plus 1. ठीक है? You are not doing I equals to I plus 1. ठीक है? You are not assigning, you are not using this operator equals to. This is why it will run infinite times. ठीक है ना? Cool. ठीक है? So this condition is important. How much important this, can you understand now? है ना? Your otherwise your server would crashed entirely. ठीक है ना? Cool. ठीक है. Okay. Now we'll understand a bit about the jump statement. ठीक है? So There are two kind of jump statement in our code or in our syllabus or in our no entire computer career. Okay, there are two kind of that we learn today. Two kind of statements. First is jump. Jump statements are, first is break, that we have already seen what is break. Second is continue. Okay, break will only be used in case of switch case. Like this, both thing will only be used in case of switch case or in the loop. Okay, ठीक है. Okay, now we'll first see in the action only. Okay, let me first just run if it's able to run or not. I'm not sure. Okay, it's running, right? So your my my Mozilla Firefox would be run now. If you cannot able to run, just block the process from the uh, task manager. Okay, I need to go in the inspect the console. Okay, this should be seen. Okay, so what we'll do now, what we will do now, are you all able to see my screen? Okay, while I'm running I plus equals to 5, I'm getting 15 as output. Hariharan, that will depend on your loop. Okay, I plus equals to 5, that means you are incrementing your highest value with the 5. Try to debug your code. Okay, na? Debug your code from your own, that I have explained you. But before that, please please like uh, pay attention to this. Okay, okay, debug your code from your own. If you have I less than equals to 10 only, you can do that from your own. Okay, debug your code. If you cannot able to get this, contact us like TA or me, or else we can able to cover this after this. Okay, na? Cool, that would be okay, right? Okay, so see, uh, this kind of this is example of break and continue. You know, I'll just copy this and I'll paste it here. I'm sharing my screen again with you all, and I'll just tell you what it will do internally. Okay, so just forget about this thing for now. Okay, forget about this. We'll focus on this now. The continue. You know? So what will doing? Let I equals to 0, I less than 10, you know, I less than 10, I plus plus. It is doing that where if my I is equals to 3, then you need to continue and print console.log I. ठीक है, ठीक है. So if you encounter this continue statement, then it will block or it will break the execution of its immediate block. What do you mean a block? Block means this. This is my block. Okay. So in this case, in this particular case, my block is this and this. Okay. So I need to it will return out of this and it will execute this console.log I. Okay. Let me just explain you in detail. Let me explain you in detail. If I do for you know, where I is equals to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. Inside of this, if my I is equals to or equals to 3, I need to what? I need to do what? Continue, right? And otherwise, I need to print console.log I. Okay? Okay? Let's see the output. Okay? It is printing 0, 1, 2. If it's executing the 3, it's getting continued. That means it will block the execution of this block. This block execution will be not covered and it will move in outside of this. That means console.log I. ठीक है ना? That means it will block the execution of this, है ना? And it will not, it will try to iterate again. ठीक है? ठीक है? Yeah, this will skip 3. Clear है? people, hello, ठीक है. Let me show you by another way so that you can understand it better. ठीक है, I will just copy this. I'll just go inside the Chrome. Okay, I'll go inside the Chrome. I'll clear everything up. I'll refresh the page. Now I'll paste my code. I'll just put debugger above my code. ठीक है. It's recommended that if you want to use debugger, use Chrome. Don't use Mozilla Firefox. Mozilla Firefox. If you are able to know comfortable to do debugging in that, then also it's fine. Okay. So, but I'm comfortable in Chrome, so that is why I'm using it Chrome in the Chrome. Okay. So it's my debugger. Okay. Now it will come here where I equals to 0. First, it will assign value 0 to I. It will check whether my I is less than equals to less than 10 or not. It is true, right? It will come here in this third line. Now it will check whether my I is equals to 3 or not. It's not, right? So it will print the value of I, that means 0. How many of people can able to relate with me with this first step? है ना? ठीक है. Okay, let's take the second step. Now since my I is now in the plus plus, ठीक है. So have you noted one thing? Have you noted one thing that when I explained the for loop, yeah, so when I explained the for loop, what would be your flow? Your flow would be this will be your first step. You have to initialize. This is your second step. You need to check your condition is true or not. If it's true, you need to execute this logic. This is your third step. ठीक है. ठीक है. This entire thing is your third step. And after this, you have to come back here. This is your fourth step. At the last, you need to increment or decrement. And again, check for this condition. If it's true, again, enter in this. Again, come back here, increment thing. Again, check the condition. If it's true or not. If it's true, come back here. So this is how it's working, right? Am I clear? ठीक है ना? Okay. Now let's come back to here. So what it did here, first it had executed this I equals to 0. Check the condition was true. Then again check this condition is false because I is 0. That's why it's printed console.log I, that means 0. It has printed in the console. Now it is going for incrementing the thing I, है ना? So it will increment I now from 0 to 1. Again it will check the condition as I told you, right? It will check whether my 1 is less than 10 or not. It's true, right? So it will again check whether 1 is equal to 3 or not. It's not. That is why it's printing value 1 here. Okay? It's printing value 1 here. Again it's incrementing 2. Similarly 2 is not equals to 3. Okay? It is printing 2. Now in case of this, it is now incrementing this to 3. Okay? So 3 is less than equals to, like 3 is less than 10. This is true or not? This is true, right? Now it go here. Since 3 is equals to 3, it is giving me true. So it is executing this line for the first time, that is continue. So continue will, what it will do, it will break the current execution, and it will break the current execution, and it will again go in this. You can see, right? It will not execute this. It will, after this it will break the execution of the loop. That means after this I, like I equals to 3, whatever you have to do, it will not execute it after this line. Whenever it will have a continue, it will just break the execution of continue 3, like line number 3 for the I equals to 3, and it will move again for the I plus plus. That means it will now increment to 4. And now this is how it is working. If you execute this by 10 time, you can see the output. Yeah, it will print except the value 3, it will get printed. So this is how you have to debug the thing. Clear hai? Joseph, I have written the debugger because you can understand it better. Harsha, there is no need of debugger, but I just wanted you to get understand like how the code execution will work. Okay? So if you want to do that, like till now I was the debugger. I was your debugger. I was debugging your code. And I was interpreting your code. But for now, from now, we'll do by this. If we place break, okay, I'll explain this. Till now, continue is clear. ठीक है Dipanshu, don't practice it now. You have your recordings. You will have your recordings. ठीक है. So debugger is like enjoying, right? Debugger is like cool thing. ठीक है ना? Okay, cool. ठीक है. So now let's understand what is break now. Okay? So instead of this continue, if I put break, okay, let's understand how my code will work. Na? With the same way, just as debugger. See, I don't want any of you guys to remember anything. है ना? I don't want you guys to mug up anything. That is why I'm putting this much of effort. ठीक है? To debugging everything and to explain it better. है ना? Can I go with this? Cool. ठीक है. Okay. So out of this 90 people, I'm just getting answer from 4 or 5 people here. No, Subrajit, try and catch is different thing. Please everyone participate. ठीक है? Okay. Now I have just changed continue to break now. है ना? I'll just execute this. First, it will execute this. Initialize the variable. That means I equals to now 0. Then it will check my condition. That means it is true. है ना? 0 is less than 10. That is true. It will go here. 0 is equals to 3. That is false. That means it will print 0. Similarly, it will print 1. Will print 2. Okay? It will now increment. So till now, it has printed 0, 1, 2. Now we are at execution number, iteration number 3. ठीक है? ठीक है? Execution or iteration number 3. ठीक है? So at iteration number 3, you are checking it. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. I actually pressed one more time. Let's start execute again. ठीक है? So 0, 1, 2. ठीक है? Now it will check that 3 is less than 10 or not. ठीक है? So till now it has printed 0, 1, 2. Now it will check 3 is less than or equals to 10 or not. That is true. That means it will come here. ठीक है? Now it will check 3 equals to 3 or not. It is true, right? So it will break. ठीक है? It will break the entire loop. In the previous case, it was just breaking the current execution, right? Now it will break entire loop. ठीक है? So we'll just have this only 0, 1, and 2. How many people have understood this? Cool. No. It's not compulsory. Joseph, is not compulsory. Don't confuse it with the debugger. Okay, don't confuse it with the debugger. If you try to execute it by this, then only you can have same output. है ना? Debugger I was doing because I need to show you like runtime values. है ना? That is why I put the debugger. ठीक है? Thank you. ठीक है ना? Okay. So this is something which is needed for break and debugger. This was the difference, right? So you can explain it to anyone else. Like you don't need to remember now. है ना? ठीक है? So similarly, you can also implement. Right now, we have implemented in for loop. You can implement in while loop as well. I also no gone through with that. So please and implement it in while loop and for loop. है ना? Yes, Parag, please ask it. Please ask it. Notes of the lecture, I'll send it to Anshul. He will send it to you. Okay. Now, now, can anyone tell me the output of this? Can anyone tell me output of this? Okay, so it's happening like in the multi loop. Okay, so what is multi loop? Let me just first tell you. So it's running by this, that if you have this for I equals to 0, I less than 5 or 4, I plus plus let us do in the this Mozilla. Okay. So inside of this also they are creating one another loop. Let's say where j equals to 0, j less than phi, or here also I'm putting as phi, j plus plus. Now they are checking that whether I equals to j, then do you need to continue? Am I, if I'm not wrong? Okay, my screen is not shared. Okay, so sorry, so sorry. Just a second. Huh? Okay, are you able to see my screen now? Okay, so they are doing this, that whether my, they are running two loops. Okay, this is my first loop, then this is my second loop. Second loop, you know. Okay. So this is what they are asking us to do. Okay, so we'll put debugger to check what is happening. Okay, we'll not put debugger here because this is a Firefox. I'll do debugger here. Okay, where I have missed something here. This is okay. Yeah, this is the case. Okay, okay. So this is a debugger. Okay, now we'll check it. I equals to 0, I less than phi. Again, j equals to 0, j less than phi. It will again come here. What is the value of phi? This is 0. What is the value of j? That is 0. That means it will continue. That means it will break the current execution block of what? J only. ठीक है, ठीक है. Am I right? ठीक है. Yeah, I'll do with j also. ठीक है ना? Okay. Now my I equals to j. That means 0 is equal to 0. That means it is continue. Hitting continue. Wait. Okay. This hitting continue. That means it is breaking the execution of 0. That means it will not get executed. है ना? J will increment it. That means j will now be 1. 1 is less than equals to 5. That means true. 0 and 1. So this won't be, executed anytime. So I needs to be incremented because I is like right now 0. Okay, so it is printing 0 right now. Let me just print it with the j because I have just printed the value of I only. Okay, so I need to print the value of j also. Let's just do again the entire task. Okay, so I is 0, j is 0, I equals to j. That means the current execution of 0 will be broken out. J is incremented to 1. 1 is less than equals to 5. That means true. That means it will enter in this loop. This will be the false. That means it will printing the value of 0 and 1. Okay. Similarly, it will print the value of 0 and 2, 0 and 3, 0 and 4, and till 0 and 4 only because we have लेस देन 5, लेस देन इक्वल्स टू 5 होता तो 5 भी इंक्लूड कर देता. ठीक है. नाउ since this execution is over, we'll increment the I. That means I plus plus. That means I was 0. Now it will be 1. Okay, so 1 is less than 5. That means true. It will execute in this. J 5, J is right now 0. You know, it initialize again. Okay, J is less than 0. Okay, 0 is less than 5 is true. Correct. That is true. It will enter in the loop 1 and 0. That means it's false. It will print the value of 1 and 0. Again, the j's value will be incremented to what? 1, right? So I will be 1, j will be 1. It will continue. Means execution of 1 would be broken out. Okay? That means it will not get printed with the 1's value. Okay, you can see here 1 would not be printed. So similar value would not be printed. 0 0 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 would not be get it printed. If I do F8, so see, 2 2 would not get printed, 3 3 would not be get printed, 4 4 was will also be not get printed. ठीक है, getting it? ठीक है ना? So you need to debug it. ठीक है, you need to debug it very well. Your troubleshooting skills should be very strong. ठीक है. Okay, So this is the case. We had taken like with the 5 values, they had just taken with the 2 values. Okay, na? So try this as well. Okay, and this is the last topic for today, that is type coercion. Okay, number to string, string to number, and boolean to number. So are you guys tired right now? If yes, then we'll continue for tomorrow. है ना? This is the only thing that is remaining for today. If not, I can cover this as well. Huh? How to know that which loop should use? Deepak, I'll explain that. I haven't explained and I haven't explored entire loops right now. There are many loops, है ना? Or Nilanjan, I think so. Everyone else is like feeling tired bit, so I'll try to cover it by tomorrow. Please show the output again. Okay, this is my output. Uh, this is my output. Okay, you can run your code again, and I'll paste it for your reference in the chat section. You want to run it from your own. Okay, screen it's not okay. Oh, so sorry, so sorry. Screen is not visible. Okay, so see, the output would be like something like this. 0 0 would not get printed, 1 1 would also not get printed, 2 2 will not get printed, 3 3 4 4, because we have this condition. I have pasted the code in the comment section. Okay, Joseph explained the nested loop. So Joseph, nested loop is nothing but the loop inside the loop. Okay, here we have I loop inside the, like j loop inside the I loop. Okay, so if you debug it, so you have to take care of i's value and j's value as well, like the way we have debug right now, है ना? So please try to debug it, and you will understand, you will get to understand what is the loop inside the loop. Nested means like loop, inside loop inside the loop, that means something called as nested loop. Okay, the example of nested loop would be like the same thing that we did today, like the same code. See here in this code, you can see that there's one loop called as I, there's one loop called as j, है ना? So j is inside the I, so that is something known as nested loop, है ना? Run this and debug this. Okay, there is an assignment for we need to take input from html or lit function. Okay, so for that particular purpose, what you need to do is, uh, just do one thing. Just do one thing. Go here in the Google and type input html tag. Okay, open this w3schools.com and take this as your input. Okay, this is your input. This thing up to this. I'll just paste it in the comment. You know, and why, how you should run it. You have to take the new file. Okay, so do one thing. What we need to do, uh, do in like JS string. So this is my folder JS string, right? Inside this, like create any folder. Okay, called as simple HTML. Okay, simple HTML. You guys can see my screen. Oh, ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है. So sorry, यार. Okay, so can you guys see my screen now? ठीक है. So what I explained was that if you need to take some input, then right now HTML is not covered in your batch, right? So what you need to do, that you need to just go inside this, but see, you need to take the input as well, you need to read the input as well, right? So it will, so when is the last day to submit your assignment? 16, right? So we have some more time. No, so I'll cover that. I'll cover that. Don't worry. I thought that you need to submit right now, like today. Don't worry. I'll cover that. है ना? To execute n number, we can use while loop. Yeah, you can. Okay. So in the homework, I'll do what you guys have to do is, you guys need to prepare for for loop, for loop, for while loop, है ना. You need to read through it. That I need to know. I explained in the first session that you need to proactive, and you need to do R&D also, research and development also, right? So read about the what is for loop, what is while loop. I have explained that in detail, what is loop as well. Now, so think about it, and like, yeah, for and while. Read about this entirely. Try to solve some more questions on it, some basic questions that you need to understand, if you can. You know, just as print even numbers also only, or print odd numbers only between 1 to 20, है ना. Or you can also print something like print numbers after, like in the three gaps, like 1, then 3, then 6, then 9, then 12, then that's why, you know. How to get questions? I'm giving the questions, like odd numbers, even numbers, okay. Then alternate numbers also, okay. Print numbers in reverse order. No, not prime number from now. Okay, so this four things I need to do. Please suggest any best website. W3 Schools is the best, or else you can also read something like this. So if you want to need, then for loop, okay, just search for loop. Okay, this first link is W3 Schools. You need to open that. You need to read that. Okay, the second would be this tutorials point also. Okay, not for C, to for JavaScript. Okay, search that and read through this Java T point. है ना? This website Java T point, this link, and this link, this W3 schools. Okay, read through it, and come back with prepared lots of things. Okay, so I'm pasting the thing links. Mozilla Developer Network for the XML. Yeah, this is also one of the good websites. To whom will show the homework? With me also, with me only, Deepak. I'll check. Okay. Where do you work? See, I'm working at multiple things. Like, I'm also a trainer. I'm also full stack developer. I'm also working at one of the leading developer or architect at one of the freelancing company. And I'm also trainer at one another thing. I cannot name it because it's the competitor free level. I will not name it. Okay, I'm also trainer here. So I'm doing multiple things at a time. है ना? No, Nikhil, it's not a secret. It's not a secret. Like, I'm working for a software solution right now for the company. For freelancing company, I cannot reveal, and for the training company that I'm doing another training, I'm taking another training. I cannot name it because it's a competitor re-level. है ना? Uh, how do you manage all these things? So Deepak, it's like out of my interest. Like, so see, I got late some 15 minutes today because I got some important call, right? So in that also, like, I'm pretty much passionate about teaching, like from my, I think so, after 12th I started teaching. Before I was teaching like maths of the science, right? And maths, physics, chemistry, I was teaching that. Then I quickly moved on the college. You know, in the college, I was good at programming. I started my programming at, I think so, I was 11. You know, so at the standard, from the standard of 11, I started learning C++, Java. I already know. So in the college, I had pretty plenty of time. I had plenty time to, teach and grow much. So I also won cybersecurity awards in my state, and I also nominated for the second level for the electric charging vehicles tool that I created. So there are multiple things also I created in my college, and after that I also won the hackathon of the entire region of our thing. You know? So I was also associated with that. I also participated in Google Visor. That is one of the leading platform right now for teaching and engaging with the Google. You know? So Google Visor is also one of the great thing to learn. I was uh, I was volunteer, and I was the member of that for about how much, 5 to 6 years, and I did that. And right now I'm giving training because it's my passion, right? So I'm doing it for out of my passion only. I'm feeling very happy because see, it's like almost 11:15, right? So why should I teach if I don't like it, you know? And I'm taking your entire doubts, I'm teaching it thoroughly, and I'm not rushing it away from any topic. Okay, I'm from Gujarat, by the way. What are the what after backend engineer? So I'm a full stack engineer. I know front end, back end as well. In the front end, I know Vue.js, React.js. In the back end, I know Node.js, .NET Core as well, Java as well, C, C++ as well. Do you prefer Mang? Like, yeah, it's good. It's good. Your teaching is really good. Thank you, Ashwarya. Based on Node.js. Yes, it's based on Node.js. No, I haven't worked on Python, Dipanshu. I haven't worked on Python, but right now I'm learning the blockchain, because blockchain is like based on Node.js also. So you can also implement blockchain thing with the help of Node.js. So it's also one of the fantastic thing, right? Because it's growing right now. I want to learn that. Will you teach a few about React.js? A rough idea. So yeah, sorry, Dipyan Paul. So see, React.js is what? Like, see, if you are seeing my screen right now, you know. So if you see the Instagram screen, right? So in the Instagram screen, you can see that just one block will be load. So if I click on this top, then this entire screen, this block will only get refreshed. I can see something else here, you know. If I click on this thing, then entire page is not refreshed. This only thing is refreshed. ठीक है. So these are the like basic dynamic component. If you want to create, then React will be much more useful because it's backed by Facebook and it has a huge community. So it's something like basic I have explained in my terms. Single page website, yes. Machine learning can be done via JS also. Yeah, it can be done, but for machine learning, I think so. Everyone else can like are using Python and somewhat Java. Can you understand concept very clearly? Yeah, thank you, guys. That's great to see this kind of comments. ठीक है ना? Cool. Till now I'm clear. ठीक है ना? Okay. So let's create the final poll for now. Yeah. Next class would be on Friday, and Nilanjan. Yeah, it's on Friday. Correct. ठीक है. So on that note, good night, and please learn, because we have, yeah, one more thing I want to discuss. Like, anyone from you guys like want me to take lectures for Saturday evening? Like Saturday evening won't be possible for much students, है ना? So if we are okay, then can we move, like can we stick with the same time, 10 to 1? I guess so. I'm creating a poll. How many number of students are comfortable with that? 10 to 1. Because you have entire day, you will get entire day to revise, है ना? That's why I'm telling you. 10 to 1, है ना? You will have entire day to revise. Any possibility for Saturday evening class? Uh, I am on election duty. Okay. So see, if you have such kind of problems, then you can watch recordings, right? Because recording also you will have some same thing like whatever we are gaining right now. So for this just two students, I cannot emphasize team to shift it in the evening. I have learned that companies can understand only binary language, so we need to write code to perform certain tasks. Is there any other operating system that we knew that we need to write any code to communicate with computer? So no, every computer inside in the world will understand only this thing like binary, 0 and 1 only. There is no other language. Tomorrow is class on the same time. Not tomorrow, Nana. It's on Friday. Okay. Any other doubt that you want me to discuss? Yeah, I am on social media. ठीक है. cool. ठीक है. So on that note, we'll stop this lecture. Yeah. So just curiosity how we interacted with programming language. Uh, See that is depend on compiler and interpreter. Like the compiler and interpreter will do the same job, na. It will convert our language like JavaScript or any other high level language to low level language. So high level language is what we are learning, like C, C++, Python, Django. Those are high level language, and that will convert our compiler and interpreter will convert our code that will high level language to low level language. That means compiler will convert it to 0 and 1. That means binary language that will computer can understand. Okay. Programming in VS Code. Nilanjan, this entire thing that we did now, that we also can do in VS Code, but we have to, like, I have some more inclination to debugging thing. So in the debugger, if you debug thing, then you have more idea. So if I have explained this concept, whatever we have learned about the loops, about the continue, about the break, if I just tell you that this is the happening inside this, you will not understand it. I want to show you that this is the case. है ना. So if you want to use VS Code, then also you are fine. I'm using Chrome, I'm using Firefox for this particular purpose. That is also fine. है ना. I'll also teach you how to write code in VS Code. VS Code is like it's a simple thing. है ना. You have to run the code the same way that we are doing in the Firefox. है ना. Don't worry about that. I will start in the VS Code in when we move into the Node.js or some bit intermediate to the JavaScript. Do we have debug in JavaScript? Yes, you have it. Yeah, VS Code, the code will be saved. Yes, that's true. That's true. But why don't you do this thing? Like you will watch recordings, you will write the code simultaneously, and then you will save it. Then also you will have the better idea. Na? You will go through the recordings also. You will write the code also. You will have to the save. You have to save. You have to save the code also. You will cover. Yes, I will cover in the next topic. So to develop a new operating system, what we need to learn. So in the operating system, there are many concepts. Like if you see the Microsoft code, like if you have learned about the Microsoft code, then they have like billions of lines of code. So this is not no depend on just one thing. They will just use like they will use assembly level language such as C, C++. They will use that. You know? Majorly they will use that as per my opinion. We have to read that. I don't know any like much about this for beginning classes. Yes, that's okay for this. Okay. Okay. Cool. So on that note, we'll stop it for today, and we'll meet on Friday. Come prepared, and we'll complete this, and we'll start with the next lecture that will be complete depend on one this thing like function, how to write the function, how to invoke functions, what is the hosting, what is the scope, what is global scope, what is functional scope that we have learned in let, const, and where, right? We'll learn entire thing. Assignment explained in the class after deadline? Uh, I don't think so, but will you can ask to the class advisor. Okay? Yeah, same topics are done. Yeah, है ना, Dipanshu? We have covered almost everything, like almost many concepts from this. Before this, like hosting is not covered. About the functions, what is functions, what how to invoke the functions, what is the parameter, what is the argument that we have covered, है ना? So this is the thing that we will cover it ultimately, है ना? ठीक है? So on that note, we'll stop it for today, and we'll meet next time. ठीक है ना? Bye. Good night. ठीक है? Hope you have enjoyed the session. On that note, good night, and have a great day. Please watch the recordings and come prepared on the next class. है ना? Complete the lectures as well. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Bye. Good night.